Good morning, NOSA community. It's Shamika, and I am just jumping in really quickly, probably like 15 minutes. One, because it's Friday, so happy Friday to everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. And two, because Facebook recently sent to me, I think it was this morning, a memory from a year ago. So, like, what was happening a year ago? I know that you guys see them all the time, and it made me think back to what I was doing a year ago, as well as where my mindset was a year ago. So many things have happened in 2020 and they're lingering on here in 2021. Hopefully soon, whatever that means, things will get back to a normal or a sense of normalcy. But what I wanted to talk with you guys about, as far as kind of looking back and thinking about where I was a year ago, one of the things I wanted to do a year ago was like a workshop. And I wanted to do a really cool in-person workshop that kind of helped people, resettle themselves, who were struggling. And I know a lot of people in the group are kind of in that place. And the other day, I was speaking to one of the NOSAs up in Illinois. Shout out to you, James. And one of the things he was saying, which I think is the case for a lot of NOSAs, is that, he has all these contracts, but he's having a hard time finding people. And he was telling me the different things that he's been doing. And his situation is not unlike many. And, where he was posting jobs and how he had gotten some nurses, but they kind of went in a different direction, which happens all the time in the industry. But the question I had for him was, are you on social media? And not to my surprise, but to his response was, no, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram actively. So like when I say to people, if you tell me you're having challenges with staffing people, like you have the contracts, but you're having issues with the people, I always ask, are you on social media? And if your response to me is that you're not, that's a problem. Hi, Maina. And one of the reasons that's a problem now more than any other time is because that's where people are. That's social media to me, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, are like magazines in the store where, they sit there, people look by them, and they may glance at them, but there's always some that you're going to pick up and just flip through, or there's always some that you're going to pick up and take with you. So if you're not there, you're missing out on a huge population of people who no longer go to job boards, who don't go to the Monsters and the Indeeds and the career builders and things of that nature. And that's why you guys need to be there. So, of course, we had a long conversation about him kind of ramping up his social media presence. And when I say get on social media, I really don't mean just post on social media. I mean engage. When I talk about it being a magazine, you want to post different things. So, like, for instance, people post about or put in their magazines. Good morning, Laquana. They not only put stuff in their magazines about, celebrities, but they also post about other topics. So that's the same thing that you should be doing on your social media page. And when I speak about social media page from a business perspective, I'm talking about your business page, not so much your personal page. I encourage people, if you're going to be running your business, you should have a business page, and mostly so that people have places to go to see about who you are and what you do. So on that page, you want to make sure that you actually have information about who you are and what your agency is doing. And if you're joining groups and posting into groups, you also want to post from your business page, just because it gives it a level of legitimacy. Now, I understand there are some groups that don't allow you to post as your business page, but for the ones that do it. The other thing that I was saying as far as social media is concerned, that's where you find contracts. That's where hundreds of people in the group have found contracts. I think in the video where I was talking about how to get started, Eric was saying he got a contract on LinkedIn. I know quite a few people who have gotten contracts on social media. But in order for that to really transpire for you, you have to be engaging on those platforms. Like, you can't just kind of have a page that doesn't post anything or post every 2 to 3 months. That's not going to do it. The same thing with Facebook posts and things of that nature. Yeah, you can post here and there for some platforms, but you have to be consistent. Like, if you don't want to post and you don't want to Hi, Katie. If you don't want to have to be managing the post because it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong. There is a thing called Facebook Creator that kind of integrates some of that process for you where you can schedule the post. And there's a lot of, hi, Shawana. There's a lot of different platforms out there that'll automate the posting process for you to alleviate some of the stress. I know a lot of you guys are posting yourselves on the platform each day, but you don't have to do that. You know, I use Facebook Creator. There's so many different tools out there that can help you. But it's really important that you're getting social. It's really important that you're talking about yourself and your agency. You know, different platforms appeal to different people. So you want to make sure that you're keeping the conversation going. That's really key. And then the last thing I mentioned to him was if you don't see a group out there that is able to target the people that you're interested in hiring, create it. You know, this year we've gone through so much, or last year we've gone through so much going into this year. And this is an opportunity for you to really fill in the blanks where you see openings. So if there's not a group out there for your state, specifically for staffing for healthcare professionals, then create it. Most groups, just in case you guys didn't know, are managed by agencies. That's the person that created the group. And then just a few reminders as far as people who are in the opposite. So like people who are looking for employees but have contracts. A great place to post from a social media perspective is Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, in my opinion. For those who are looking for contracts, a great place to post and be engaging and active are LinkedIn and now Clubhouse. So I've had the opportunity to join Clubhouse. Check us out at the TheNosagrp. If you're on Clubhouse, check us out there, and I'll drop it in the box later, to connect with so many people on Clubhouse. And it's not so much that I'm actually doing a club or I'm doing a presentation, because I've only done a few. It's really me jumping into other presentations with people who have topics that are of interest to me. Example, because it just happened yesterday. I was on hi Leah. Okay. Leah, send me your information. I'll reach out to you later about the invites. One, I will say Clubhouse, the invite thing is a little bit new, but I'm sure there's a rhyme or reason to that. But the other day I was on a Clubhouse talking to someone about, or listening to someone talk about government contracts. So for some of you guys who don't know my background, I used to work for the federal government for about a little bit over a decade in human resources. So that was kind of how me starting the agency probably ramped up a little bit faster than others. So this was pre-nursing, pre-me becoming a nurse. So I just wanted to I had some insight, but I wanted to get more information from the medical side of it. So staffing, places like the VA, or as you guys have mentioned, COVID contracts and things of that nature. So I joined the Clubhouse session, and the individual was talking about different things as far as, steps and things like that. And then on Clubhouse, much like this platform and others, you get the opportunity to ask questions. So I asked the question. I wanted to kind of know, there's COVID contracts. Can you give a little bit of insight? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of selling happening on Clubhouse. So of course I was referred to, he gave me a little bit of information and then referred me on to take his course or take a class or, connect with him offline, which is fine. I get it, but from that interaction, another person who was also in the same Clubhouse reached out to me on Instagram. So that individual actually was someone who had contracts for medical staffing and was interested in partnering with someone who can help her with the staffing element on the medical side. And we had a conversation yesterday. So that's why I say to you guys, get involved. I was on another Clubhouse with another NOSA the other day with a couple of other NOSAs. Every Clubhouse that I've either joined or facilitated or hosted, there's been a great immediate reward from it. I think one we did last week, one of the people on there was also another government contractor who was looking for assistance with staffing for healthcare professionals. And then the other one, the first one that I did was a person who was doing labs where they were doing COVID testing. So when I talk about social media, I get the angst and anxiety that you guys experience in jumping on social media. It can be overwhelming, but it can be also very rewarding. So I encourage you guys to jump in today, do a post. If you don't have your Facebook business page set it up today, tonight, the weekend. Get it done as we go into, I guess this is the second week of January. And we're still kind of confined to being at home. That's kind of been an outlet for a lot of people. And then this is the last social media platform that I think you should check out. It's TikTok. TikTok is a great platform to find nurses because you know what? There's a lot of nurses not only posting, but on TikTok. There are so many TikTok videos out there that kind of talk around, various things. Some of the videos are educational. Some of them are just being funny. Some of them are just being social. So check out TikTok, and you don't have to do more than you're comfortable with as far as the platforms are concerned, but you do want to be engaging. So the engagement is something that can be tracked, and that kind of talks to the algorithms and all those things that I know just a little bit about. But it really allows you to create a larger presence out there and gain an awareness so that when people connect with you, the connection isn't as direct. So a lot of people that connect with me through the group, or they connect with me through a second or third party, which is really what you want, because then you know the word is getting out there about your agency or what you're doing out there in the community. And then the last thing that I'm not sure you're doing, but should be doing, is find out where you're getting your people from. So if, for instance, you're posting for 5 or 6 jobs or 5 or 10 jobs, and of those 10 jobs, 3 or 4 people come through as referrals, and maybe 5 people come through from a Facebook post that you did or an Instagram post that you did, that's the indication of where you need to be. So if you're not getting, for those of you who are posting on some of the Indeed, Career Builder, Monster type jobs, if you're not getting a return on your investment, then you don't need to be there. And that's why I kind of sway people from doing or investing a lot of money in your traditional job boards, because that's not really where most people are finding their jobs. When I was working as a travel nurse, I maybe found 1 to 5% of my jobs on a job board. 80 to 90% of my jobs were found on social media. It was either a post, a share, a reshare, a forward from a social media post. And that's also why you see a lot of your larger agencies having such a heavy presence there, because they're seeing a return on the investment. They're seeing that when they create groups, whether it be groups that are specific to specialties or specific to areas, that one, it's free to create a group, and they're able to fill their jobs either more easily or get their jobs shared with other applicants who are coming to their jobs. So definitely kind of remember those things. If you're not on social media, get on social media. Not only get on there for getting employees, but get on there to obtain contracts. Either way, get there, get social, get engaging, be consistent about the content that you're posting. If you need help, which, social media can be its own project, get onto platforms that can help you, such as Facebook Creator. That's what I use. I know there's a lot of other platforms that allow you to automate it, where you can schedule out, which is a plan for me this weekend if anybody wants to hang out, is to schedule out all of my posts on my social media for the rest of the month. So I use Canva, and I use Facebook Creator, and then I fill in any other additional posts that I want to put out there from there. But just to get the content out there about, what's happening in the month or what's going on with what I'm doing, I definitely take out the time. And it's usually just a couple of hours to get going. And you can see it in a platform where it allows you to see what's scheduled, what's coming out. You can see the engagement. You can see how many likes and views and stuff like that you're getting, as well as it'll post from your Instagram to your Facebook business page, where you can share it to other platforms. And vice versa. So that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to check in with you guys. I know it's Friday morning. A lot of us are busy managing payroll and weekend staffing needs. So I hope everybody is doing well. Again, if you have any suggestions that I have missed, definitely feel free to drop them in the comment box. And there is another video out there I did a couple of years ago about marketing, but I was just coming in to chime in specifically to talk about social media as well. To note that when you are posting on social media for your jobs, put on there something that you offer that other agencies don't offer. So you want to make sure that your jobs are standing out. So I follow mostly everybody in the group that shares their social media. And I see a lot of the posts. So you don't want to just do what everybody else is doing. You really want to do and offer something that no one else is offering, something that's going to have your agency stand out. I definitely encourage you guys who are NOSAs to tag, put in hashtag NOSA, hi Crystal, or something that allows other people to know who you are from an agency perspective. So if I see something that says hashtag NOSA, I'm going to be like, well, what is a NOSA? So that allows you to, the opportunity to have engaging conversations about what you are and kind of why you got started. So, all right, that's all I got for you guys this morning. Hi, Diana. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to comment here. For those of you guys who missed my little Friday morning chat, definitely catch it in the replay. And I'll share that information for Facebook Creator in the comment sections below. Have a great weekend.